Hey guys, and welcome back to Brexit Britain, a country that went deep sea diving whilst 2 miles down remembered they forgot to fill their oxygen tanks. And also, welcome back to By Any Means Necessary. Thank you so much for all your messages you sent me, and a special thanks here to everyone who has signed up to my channel. I feel so blessed with so much people that have signed up, so thank you so much for that. I'll go through all your messages, I'll answer as many as I can, but I will like all the messages for definite. So today, the front page of the Mail, I believe it was, where does all the hate come from? Are these fools serious? Are you think to yourself, are you fucking serious? Where does all the hate come from? Just look at some of your back pages. Look back at some of your pages from the last few years. In fact, you could go back to the 1930s and times like that and look at your pages, right, and see what newspapers have been saying all these years, right. That's where all the hate comes from. It comes from you. Well, not all of it, most of it. Well, not most of it, a lot of it comes from you, right, and the rest of the poisonous media in this country. This is where these people. Seriously, these people are shameless. How dare you ask where does the hate come from? Seriously, this is all about our MP that was murdered the other day, right? I think the Tories are obviously going to try and use that. They think, so, oh, you know what? They always called us scum, right? Well, we call you scum, yeah, because you know what? You vote against feeding starving children. That's the reason. These are some of the reasons, and your defunding of the NHS and things like this, and making changing people's work conditions. These are the reasons why we call you scum. Okay, right? It's not right, but they're trying to use that. So, oh, we want a kind of more gentle politics. Well, I thought that's what Corbyn comes to a kind and gentle politics, yeah. And look what the hell happened to him, right? They run him straight out of Dodge, straight. Right? So that's where they take their kind and gentle politics, right? The minute you start doing that, yeah, they go, oh no, we want someone who's going to just say big stuff to us, to talk the country up, to say stuff. You see where having someone who just says stuff gets us, right? It gets us as the biggest clown show, right, in Europe and around the world, right? The biggest joke. But then if you've got a joke as a prime minister, what would you expect? You've got to expect your country to be looked at as a joke, right? Because personally, I always looked at Boris Johnson as a joke figure. I mean, I never ever thought, yeah, that people would be serious enough, yeah, to actually vote that man as prime minister. When he got voted as like London mayor, I was like, whoa, wow, that's, I mean, that's like, jeez. But when he got voted as prime, listen, I never expected that, ever expected that. Do you know what I mean? But the thing is, yeah, we all the time, right, we constantly told you, yeah, that Boris Johnson is completely incompetent. Right, he's corrupt. Right, we constantly told you that. Right, and Boris Johnson, right, has been completely incompetent and corrupt. But you see, most of the Brexiters, they don't really care about that. Right, and that's the reason why, yeah, especially you people, yeah, who vote for Brexit, who are still supporting it. That's why I always say that you're just a bunch of fucking idiots, because you're stupid, and that's the reason why you keep voting for this stupid clown. Because Boris Johnson, the damage that Boris Johnson's done to this country is just like, we're not in our lifetimes now, right? Apart from if you're probably 10 or 12 years old, and then you shouldn't be watching my videos if you're that age anyway, right? Apart from if you're that type of age, right, you're probably not going to be around to see any, and because there's never going to be any benefits to benefits to Brexit anyway. There's never going to be none. Do you know what I mean? Even in 50 years' time, there's not going to be any. Because you know why? Because by then, Britain would have taken its tail back between its legs and had to rejoin back in the EU. Right? How long do you think, right, that this country can be the sick man of Europe for? because it's looking like the same Australian deal, right? It's looking like that deal is not ready to go through yet. But here's the problem. We told you this, right? You can't do trade deals, in a couple of weeks. It doesn't work. You can't do trade deals just like that, right? You can do them with all these small. Do you know what I mean? You go to all these small nations. Yeah, you can do like. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, you roll over something with Mexico, right? Because a trade deal with Mexico, is going to be, it's going to be nothing. It's going to be pennies compared to what we've lost with the EU. We're the same with Australia. So these deals are pennies compared to what we've lost with the EU. Just pennies. So nothing, right? Nothing is going to have the same effect of what even a trade deal with America. It's only a few percent. It's nothing. It's going to be nothing. So, it's not like we don't trade with America as it is. We already trade with America massively. Right? So all this, what these people are trying to tell you, it's all just absolute nonsense. So the only thing new, right, is the fact that we can start selling like lamb and beef back to the Americans now. That's literally the only new thing. Do you know what I mean? But look how long ago, we went through mad cow disease, right? And it's only just now that the Americans are taking back our good beef and lamb, right? As opposed to theirs, right? Where they've got cows that are the size of an elephant, right? But they didn't want our good red meat. But still, So these trade deals they take a long time. I mean, obviously, as I said, you can with the smaller countries, you might be able to just convince them to just say, let's just roll this over a quick time. Do you know what I mean? Because they'll probably be glad for it. But as I said, those trade deals aren't doing anything for your economy anyway. Do you know what I mean? It's nothing compared to what would have happened with like the trade that you've lost from the EU, right? And then our pig farming is being destroyed. But then we've got a lot of pork starting to coming in from Mexico, and a lot of pork is being brought in from Europe now. While our pig farmers, right, are having to kill their animals, right? Cull their animals. I shouldn't they cull their animals. Right, they're having to do that, right? And then just there's pork being imported into this country now, while good pork is going to waste. But I'm quite sure, right? This is what you Brexiters, you said this is what you voted for, right? So I'm quite sure this is what you voted for, right? I'm quite sure you voted, right, for us to be the servant of Europe, right? Because that's what we are. Right? That's all we are. We're now just a servant of Europe, because we're not in the room. We're not in the same room making the orders. And if we're not in the same room, helping out with the orders, right? Then obviously, right, if we still need to be part of that club, right, without being in the club, right? So we just have to abide by whatever rules they say. Whatever rules it is they say, we just have to abide by. Right now, you do realise, right? If the EU said to us, "Listen, you know what? We want freedom of movement for all of our people." You understand the British government would have to give that to them, right? They'd have no choice. If the EU, because the EU could just, if they just said, "Well, that's what we want," right? Otherwise, right, we're not going to trade with you. Then what? What would be what do you think Britain could do then in that case? They couldn't do anything. They would just have to say, okay, we're going to open up the freedom of movement for the EU. They have no choice. But in saying that, hold on. Let's speak about the pig farm. Let's speak about the pig farmers first, because I saw a pig farmer, right, this woman come on. I just caught the back end of the interview, but this woman was talking about, there are people who are trolling her, right? Because she thinks that she said, something, I voted Brexit, but this is not the Brexit that I voted for. I'm like, well, what Brexit did you vote for then? Which Brexit was it you were voting for? Because either way, it was going to destroy your pig farm. However you look at it, it was going to destroy your pig farm. That's what it was going to do, all the way. That was always going to happen. There was never ever going to be anything else that happened. It was always going to destroy your business. So what was she expecting? Right? And now she's pissed off, right, that people are trolling her online. Right? And even someone, when she was being interviewed, someone, even because it was a live interview, so someone posed the question, well, you voted for Brexit, what was you expecting? That's the question, isn't it? This is the question to all the farmers and all the farmers and all the business people who voted for Brexit. You voted for Brexit. Your business is being destroyed. What was you expecting? I mean, she said, "Oh, well, I was voting for." She was voting for patriotism reasons. Well, what kind of patriot wants to smash the country to pieces? No, you're voting, and then she mentioned immigration again. You're voting because you're a nationalist. That's why you voted for Brexit, because you're a nationalist. But you're a nationalist business owner, right, who voted to ruin your own business. That's the stupidity of you, right? So, and then obviously now the HGV drivers, right? You know something, right? I get the feeling, yeah, that the EU HGV drivers, right, don't want to come here to work. I'm getting this type of feeling, right? Because the government's opened up and they're just like, no, we're going to allow that. Because what would you expect? Well, the companies are saying, listen, you know what? It's still the same. Right? We still need 100,000 drivers. What you've opened up to hasn't done anything. It's done nothing. But then when you're saying to people, you know what? You can come over here and work for 3 months, then you go fuck off. Like over here is like it's an exciting prospect to come here to work. It's no longer an exciting prospect. Once was, but it's not anymore. Right now, it's Brexit Britain. Brexit Britain is a disgusting racist place. Nobody wants to bring their ass to work here. Nobody. Right? What was you expecting? Right? And this is down to you dirty, stinking, racist Brexiters. All your fault. Anyway, guys, this is By Any Means Necessary. I'm JMC John Ribs. Really nice to speak to you guys. Comments below.